Hi everyone, Vickieverlie here, Rock and Roll Prophetess. We're going to take a look at the new moon and Leo chart occurring on August 18th, 2020, 10:42 p.m. Eastern Time, but of course times are going to vary. This is a psychic astrology reading, so I do not do everything by the book. I look at it and then I kind of go from there. It's almost like a jumping off point or even a scrying tool to tune into the vibrations and the energy. So if you are very strict about astrology by the book, this may not be the forecast for you. And if you are somebody who's looking at this and it's like, oh, this looks too complicated, I'm never going to understand it, hang in there, because it does get more and more psychic as we go along and less and less about the astrology. So there should be some messages for everybody, hopefully. Let me just get a drink of water and we're going to get rolling here. So it's a new moon in Leo, and it's at 26 degrees of Leo. Sun and moon are 26 degrees of Leo. And it's also conjunct Mercury. And it's almost exactly trining Mars. We've got a Sun-Mars trine going on here. So it's a real boost of energy. These are the fire signs. These are the initiators. This is very much an outward expression. Now, of course, at its highest, we always got to look at low. There's two different ways to look at it. There's always a positive and there's always a negative expression of every single, sun sign, astrology sign, and the house it's in. It's all tied in. So if this is 5th house, Leo, and the sun energy all together. So the positive side is shining. It's very much shining. It's very much being happy, joyous, childlike, having fun, doing fun things, entertainment, the performances, being a performer, laughing. I always say that's the way you can always tell a Leo is they have this great laugh. And then our laughs aren't necessarily the same. But if somebody's like, oh, if there's anybody I hear them laugh, I go, oh, you got such a great laugh. I bet you're a Leo. And they're always like, yeah, how'd you know? Because that's the way I can always peg a Leo, is through that great laugh that they have. So they love to laugh. They love to have fun. They're very lighthearted. They're very generous, giving of the heart. It's ruled by the heart. So these are the positive traits. And Mars is in there really amplifying it too, amping it up. On the negative side, they can be a little bit egotistical. You have to, they require a lot of attention. They need a lot of attention. So, and egos and attention are kind of the things. So there could be, on a negative side, there could be a clash of egos. I want more attention. No, I need more attention. Like that. With it being, the Mercury being in here though, let's look at some of the positive stuff. This could be a great time for creative expression. I'm actually planning on releasing my book on this day. I'm working real hard to get it done. It is done. I just have to do a bunch of the other stuff. And those of you who have written books knows how that goes. There's just formatting and cover art and all that fun stuff. But this would be a great day for creative expression. Mercury is speaking, writing, communicating, and it's all in there. This could be a really fun day. I know a lot of us are still under quarantine and we can't really. But like if you were planning on, if under normal circumstances, if there was some kind of a party or but it could be a small party, a small gathering, just you and, and just having fun and laughing, just forgetting about, I'm hearing that, forget your troubles, come on, get happy, do 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 do. And if you've never seen these readings, that'll happen a lot. I'm not just breaking into song, I'm not sitting here trying to think of something. That's just the way it comes through a lot of times. It comes through music and songs, and sometimes there's messages in the lyrics. So yeah, forget your troubles, come on, get happy. We're ready for a brand new day or something like that. I can't think of the rest of the lyrics. I just realized that this is actually a grand trine. We've got this Leo energy trining Mars, like we said, and then it's trining the South Node in Sagittarius. We've got a grand trine in fire. So the South Node does talk about like the past and things like that. I feel like for some people, for a lot of us, it could be like, well, it could be you run into somebody from your past, you know, your childhood, a childhood friend, a childhood, you know, somebody from your past, or your fifth house is lovers too. It could be an old lover. But I feel like it's more like people that we used to have fun with that we've gotten caught up. Because this is true with a lot of us. A lot of people we've been friends with for a long time, and all of a sudden we're fighting with them over politics or over this or that or the other. There's just a lot of fighting going on. You know, we might remember, we might be able to get back to where we were before, where we were friends and we really had a lot of fun together and we really enjoyed each other's company. Or even that we worked together. Mars could be like working together. And this would be a good day to make a concerted effort in that arena. If there's somebody that you have, you know, and you thought to yourself, God, we used to be such good friends. What the hell happened here? This might be a good day to like reach out or call them or, you know, message them or, you know, say, hey, let's go out to a park or somewhere outdoors and social distance and catch up or whatever, you know, something like that. Things that come up because the South Node is involved, that things that come up at this time are going to be probably having to do with people that you're involved with. It's because the South Node really is our past, but it's also our past life stuff. And that's a lot of the things I look at when I do those soul readings. So there would be a past life connection. Also, this 26 is, it's like a, I forget if it's in conjunct or semi-sextile to Saturn. And Saturn is also a very karmic thing too. It's 26, it's right on 26, 26. So again, it's implying that there is some past life connection, there are some deep karmic connections. So the people and things that are coming up at this time, these aren't just, oops, there went my screen, went right out, sorry. I wasn't paying attention. These aren't just lighthearted, well, it could be very lighthearted interaction with the Leo energy, but it's not just a lighthearted or a loose, light connection. It's actually probably a pretty deep connection to whatever shows up around this time. Or whatever, it doesn't mean you have to wait for it to show up, because these are very action-oriented, you know, energies too. It can be more like what you're pursuing or what you're bringing forth at this time frame. Could be like that, very much karmic, fated. If there's something that you've been working on forever and you want to, Saturn can give it stability. Whenever there's a Saturn involvement, everybody thinks, oh, Saturn, oh, it's such a bad thing. I'm so afraid of Saturn, run and hide. It could actually give it a good stability, foundation. Saturn is not always, you know, a bad thing. And then, of course, it's sextiling the North Node, which is where we're heading. So there's a lot of air and fire energy. When Earth has been the predominant thing, this Capricorn thing has been a very predominant thing for quite a while. We've got Uranus and Taurus. This is like breathing some new life into the vibration, some new energy, some new life, some new, you know, lighting a fire, a spark. That's what they're trying to show me, a spark, yeah. Getting that spark going. If you were to meet somebody, if you were looking for romance or whatever, if you met somebody, there could be definitely a real strong spark occurring on this time frame. We do have the Lilith Chiron over here together over here in Aries, and it's squaring up with Venus here. Again, what I mentioned in the last video, and I mentioned a lot, is that squares make things happen. Squares aren't necessarily negative either, but it makes things happen. It's a reactionary thing. So this Lilith Chiron to the Venus, this is a very different energy, because Venus in Cancer is very much like the mother energy. It's motherly love. I always tell people who have natal Venus in Cancer, watch out that you're not attracting partners that are looking for somebody to take care of them or mother them. You know, it's good to be mothering and nurturing, but you have to draw the line somewhere. So that could be that. And then you've got this wounded stuff over here, this wounded Chiron with Lilith crying out, you wounded me, I'm wounded, heal me, I need help. Help me. It's like in Aries it can be like you know, a child that won't stop crying, you know, and you're just like, oh, I can't take it anymore. So there's that going on too. Yes, yes, you want to be nurturing and caring, of course, but you also, this could really take advantage of this. This Aries, Lilith especially, and the Chiron could really take advantage of the nurturing goodness of the Venus and Cancer energy. It could usurp it. It could really suck you dry. You know, it could be succubus is the word I'm hearing. But then, you know, we turn back to this Leo thing. Let's make it fun. Let's, instead of just letting somebody suck you dry with this, you know, heal me, feed me, heal me, you know, sucking your energy, let's say, hey, let's go outside and play, you know. Let's get a game. Let's play a game. Let's have some fun. Instead of just, oh, how can I help you? How can I give? It's like, no, let's not make it either of those things. Let's just snap you out of that mood. Yeah, I remember when my kids were little. When they were really charged up and fighting, and I was about to lose my mind, I used to say, let's have a jumping contest. So you just stand in one place and jump up and down. And see who can jump the longest, you know. So they would be, oh yeah, let's do it. You know, they'd be all charged up to do it. But really what I was doing was just tiring them out so they would settle down. So it's like that, you know. If things are overwhelming, let's look at a fun, you know, a fun way to, a distraction, I guess, diversion, distraction, and, you know, I guess in the long run with deep problems, that's avoiding the issue, but for, this probably is, well, Chiron it can be, but with the Aries it is something like childlike, you know, it can be, you know. So if it's just too loud and too much, you know, let's go to that Leo energy. Let's get that Leo energy in there. Let's go have some fun. Let's burn up any of this kind of energy. The way to discharge it, the way to burn it up, the way to express it in a positive manner is through fun. Or let's sing, let's get out the instruments, let's sing a song, let's, you know, do something like that. So that's one way it could be. And the childlike expressions that I'm speaking of doesn't necessarily have to be children. Could definitely be your partner, it could be anybody, you know, anybody, somebody you work with. Back to this Grand Trine, the Mars is also squaring with the Saturn, you know. We've been dealing with this Capricorn Aries square energy for years now. It's been years already. You know, so we're kind of, you know, acclimated to it, I guess as best as we can be. But again, like I always bring up too, it's the horned creatures and their butting heads, and it can bring about this butting head energy. It's not a time with the Leo new moon and all this Leo energy. It's not a time for all this Capricorn seriousness. We've been having a lot of you know, we're dealing with a lot of serious issues here. Capricorn energy is very serious. And this and this and this is what you got to do, and this is how it's going to be, and, you know, rules and regulations, and, you know, it's not a time for that, and it's not a time to argue about it. It's a time to reconnect, have fun, be in joyous communication, joyous energy of the Leo vibration at its best. It's Leo vibration at its best. And the thing that's happening is the part of fortune is conjunct Uranus here, and this is also sextiling with this Venus energy. So by taking, Uranus always wants to take a different approach. Uranus always wants to try something different. So by taking a different approach than what we've been doing, Saturn's what we've been doing, South Node can be what we've been doing, taking a different approach, and you know, that's you know, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Well, then do something different and do something fun. Also, I happen to note, like the North Node is where we're going, and it's in Gemini, it's in the sign of Gemini. And Mercury, the ruler of it, is also joined in with this new moon. So there's a very strong connection to communication. Things could be talked out. Understandings could be reached. You could really have I'm hearing communication breakdown by Zeppelin. Having a nervous breakdown. Yeah, well, we don't want to do that. We don't want to have a nervous breakdown. But breakdown of old paradigm, means of communication. And a lot of it's aggression. I've said this time and time again, and it's just not, you're not getting anybody, you're not convincing anybody of anything. Oh, it doesn't matter how many sources you quote, how many memes you post, you're not convincing anybody of anything. As a matter of fact, with these two signs and this kind of energy, what you're really doing is just making them dig their heels in even further. Nobody's going to say, hey, yeah, you're right, I'm a dumbass, you know. Trying to tell somebody they're dumb is not going to convince them to change their mind. They're going to say, I'm not dumb, you're dumb, you know, whatever. Or it just perpetuates the, it continues and perpetuates the, I'm going to fight, I'm going to stay, I'm digging my heels in, I'm going to fight you. This isn't about fighting you. This is about having some real communication, fun. Fun can break that down. Laughter can break that down. How many times have you been in an argument with somebody and then they do something to make you laugh and then you're just like, damn. You're trying to stay pissed and you're trying to stay like, oh, screw you, I'm not talking to you, I'm mad at you. And then they make you laugh and then it just dissolves everything. It just dissolves that whole wall. It just dissolves all that anger. It just goes away. It's like, yeah, you were funny, but I'm still pissed at you, whatever. But laughter really is the key. Laughter and fun and happiness, it dissolves all that. And that's how Leo operates. The Leo energy operates that way. Leos are, even though they're a fixed sign, I don't see Leos most of the time holding long-term grudges or staying pissed for very long. They usually don't. They're usually like, yeah, whatever, to crack a joke and let's be friends again. You know, that's that fifth house energy. With the fifth house being the house of romance, and we've got the Uranus, Venus sextile. If you are thinking, if you're single and looking, this could be somebody showing up unexpectedly. You know, whenever there's some kind of Uranus Venus thing, and you're a single person looking for love, it's not going to be when you're out, you know, wherever, like looking for love. It's going to be when you least expect it with Uranus. It's going to be when you're at the grocery store or the gas station and you look like crap. You don't have any, you know, your hair's a mess and you're in your sweatpants and no makeup. And that's when that person's going to show up. But, you know, depending on, that doesn't mean that's a bad thing. But, you know, usually you want to try to look your best or put your best foot forward. It's going to be, you know, when you're not thinking about it or not looking for it, unexpectedly. It could also be, you know, unexpected, outside of the realm, because it's sextile the Venus, so we want to go outside of the realm of Venus and Cancer's usual vibration. So I talked about that in the beginning, but Venus and Cancer's usual vibration. Oh, let me heal you, let me help you, let me be your mommy, let me give you some soup and tuck you in and make you feel better, which is nice and it has its place, but maybe it's going to be something completely different, you know. Well, it could be a different approach when dealing with difficult people, not just letting suck your energy like we talked about before. But it also could be, well, your Venus, excuse me, your Venus like preference, your love preference, you know. Well, I want to be this, this, and this, and you know, this is my idea of how my love relationship should be or who I should be involved with. Well, Uranus comes through and comes to town. Look out. You could be with somebody completely different than you ever thought of. For some of you, it's going to have to do with some religious things, I'm feeling like. If some of you are real, like, well, I could never be with anybody outside of my religion, it could be somebody completely different outside of your religion. Or some of you, it could be outside of your race. If you've always only dated within your own race, it could be somebody from a different race, and you never thought you'd be attracted to them. Religion hit me For those of you who are maybe wondering my process a little bit, because this cross on here just stood out to me, and it was religion. That's how this kind of parts of it work for me. Sometimes I'll get cues from the actual chart, or sometimes it's just straight coming through, you know. But that's why I did that. I said religion. That shot out at me. So it can be really, and that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. You know, why limit yourself to only, especially, I think a lot of my viewers are of a certain age too. I think a lot of my viewers are probably, well, I guess I have some young people, but I think the majority are closer to my age, you know, like over 40. And, you know, when you get over 40, you know, the pool gets a little smaller, you know. And so why limit? Why limit it to, I only want to date within this pool or this pool, you know. Maybe you need to try your foot in a different pool. You know, if you're, I don't know why I keep coming back to this, but this is, well, I guess because Leo is dating. It's 5th house, it's romance. You know, I keep coming back to that. But this Venus keeps pulling me into here, too. Now, let's look at the aspectarian and see if there's any major other stuff. There always is other stuff that I forget about after I'm done with it. I'll watch somebody, I don't watch anybody else's video until I do my own. Because I don't want to accidentally, you know, say something that they've said. Because I don't like it when people say what I said. That happens from time to time. They'll like quote me directly, and I'm just like, oh, I guess you watched my video, didn't you? I know that there's the universe is broadcasting, and sometimes people pick up on the same thing, but sometimes they just quote me word for word, and I know that they just, and they might not even realize that they're doing it. So I don't want to ever do that unintentionally or not realizing it. So I never watch anybody else's video. But then after I do mine, I'll go watch other people's video, and they'll be like, yeah, and there's this major big aspect, and I completely missed it and didn't talk about it at all. But yeah, let's see here. Jupiter, Pluto, that's been going on. I think I pretty much covered most of it. I don't see any big things that I haven't covered. Yeah, so it's the new moon in Leo. It's time to get out and have some fun, everybody. Enjoy yourself. Be playful, be childlike, have a laugh, enjoy the season, enjoy the laughter. I think it's, you know, most people take vacations and under normal circumstances, not under a pandemic, but Leo's, you know, a lot of people take their vacation in August, and I think there's no, you know, it's because that's when you're going to have a lot of fun. When the Leo energy is present, it's going to bring about a lot of fun, laughter, enjoyment. That's the time for creativity. Like I said, I'm trying real hard to launch my book on this day and see how it goes. But yeah, this is a good time for all of that stuff. It's a time to be a little more lighthearted, and Leo rules the heart. To be lighthearted, to embrace, you know, childlike happiness, joy, fun. You know, fun in the sun. That's what that guys just came through with. Okay, everybody. Hey, I just posted. I'm opening up again for the Libra Ingress reading. So if you want to get a it's a bi-wheel. I do your chart, and then I do all the transits. Well, it's just the shot of the Libra Ingress energy. And it's like a seasonal reading for the next few months. I find them to be very valuable. Before I ever started YouTube, I never ran charts for new and full moons, but I always ran the Ingress charts. I think it's a very valuable tool as to what to expect for the upcoming season, and it's the only astrology transit personal reading that I do. I offer them for limited time, so that's going to be available through September. I just posted it up on my website, so if you want to find out about that or anything else that I do, please do check it out. If you enjoy my content, please do hit the subscribe button. I want to thank you all for tuning in and purchasing my different wares, the t-shirts and books and everything that I have, and donating. It's all so much appreciated. I want to wish you the best. I want you guys all to have a lot of fun and enjoyment. Seek it out. Seek out that fun and laughter during this Leo new moon and this Leo season that we're in right now. Okay, remember you are love and beauty incarnate. Have a great new moon in Leo, and again the Leo season, and I'll speak to you soon.